Hello and welcome. I'm going to go exploring in Wikipedia. Monster. In physics, there's a monster. A monster in quantum physics is an arrangement of matter that has maximum disorder. Maximum disorder, that's like the worst it could be. Like, a monster is the worst. Like, I suppose in the human system, we have several systems in our body: the respiratory system, the circulatory system, and so on. I suppose in each one of those you could have an extreme. So you could have several kinds of monsters in a person. Plus, there are so many genes, each one of those could be in conjunction with other genes or by itself an extreme deformity or something. So you could have several kinds of monsters. Okay. The high entropy state of monsters has been theorized as being responsible for the high entropy of black holes, while the likelihood of any star entering a monster state while collapsing is small. Quantum mechanics takes into account all possible outcomes, so the monster's entropy has to be taken into account when calculating a black hole. Okay, well, if you don't know what entropy is, I'll pull it up. A thermodynamic quantity representing the amount of energy in a system that is no longer available for doing mechanical work. A numerical measure of the uncertainty of an outcome. It more or less has to do with randomness or disorder. Maximum disorder. I really don't like those definitions. Isentropic. Let's see what this is. Entropic. Isentropic without changing entropy at a constant entropy. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look here. Chimera. The chimera, according to Greek mythology, was a monstrous fire-breathing hybrid creature composed of the parts of three animals: a lion, a snake, and a goat. Remember, in the Bible, there was like what was it? The feet of a bear, the body of the head of a lion, the body of what is it? Yeah. In the book of Daniel, there's this chimera. It's on Prince Charles's, on the, let's see, Prince Charles has a coat of arms, and it has the body of a leopard, the head of a bear, and the feet of a bear, and the head of a lion, I think. Okay, at any rate, the term chimera has come to describe any mythical or fictional animal with parts taken from various animals, or to describe anything of very disparate parts, or perceived as wildly imaginative or implausible. Disparate is fundamentally different or distinct in quality or kind. Okay. The chimera of Arezzo, an Etruscan bronze. Okay, mythology, different chimeras. In genetics, we have chimeras. A chimera is a single organism composed of genetically distinct cells. This can result in male and female organs, two different blood types, or subtle variations in form. Animal chimeras are produced by the merger of multiple fertilized eggs. Okay, let's see. Tetragametic chimerism is a form of congenital chimerism. The condition occurs through the fertilization of two separate ova by two sperm, followed by the fusion of the two at the blastocyte or zygote stages. This results in the development of an organism with intermingled cell lines. Put another way, the chimera is formed from the merging of two non-identical twins. Although a similar merging presumably occurs with identical twins, but as their DNA is almost identical, the presence would not be immediately detectable in a very early zygote or blastocyte phase. They can be male, female, or hermaphrodite. So that's how you get a hermaphrodite, or one way. Let's see. Let's skip down here. Microchimerism is the presence of a small number of cells that are genetically distinct from those of the host individuals. Most people are born with a few cells genetically identical to their mothers, and the proportion of these cells goes down in healthy individuals as they get older. People who retain higher numbers of cells genetically identical to their mothers have been observed to have higher rates of some autoimmune diseases, presumably because the immune system is responsible for destroying these cells, and a common immune defect prevents it from doing so and also causes autoimmune problems. Women often also have a few cells genetically identical to that of their children, and some people also have some cells genetically identical to that of their siblings. Maternal siblings only, since these cells are passed to them because their mother retained them. Interesting. Well, so that means that the first child wouldn't have those, but the rest of the children would. Okay. Germline chimerism. Okay. I'm going to move on. Monster. A monster is any creature usually found in legends or horror fiction that is often hideous and may produce fear or physical harm by its appearance and or its actions. Let's see. A polemical allegory presented as a five-headed monster. Polemical, of or involving dispute or controversy. Let's see. Dracula, Frankenstein's creation, Wolfman, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, zombies. Giants and dwarfs are often classified as monsters, probably because of the prominent places they occupy in mythology. An exception is the disproportionate dwarfism known as achondroplasma or chondrodystrophia. in which the limbs and especially the legs are short, thick, and bent, with head, trunk disproportionately large. Giantism usually expressed itself during early growth, endocrine imbalance. Let's see. Fiji mermaid. Defective closure of lines of junction in the embryo produces monstrosities. Hermaphrodites as individuals containing both functional testes and ovaries. The crawling C. elegans, a hermaphrodite worm. Huh. Oh. Double monsters. Okay. The head of Medusa. Okay. I don't know. I think I've seen it. Oh, there's Frankenstein. Okay.